Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description video for more details there. And for those of you who are new to the channel, what we have in front of us is a Celtic cross spread, and then I also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card, but we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice that we have in front of us to get a feel for where your focus is going to be as far as the astrology goes. So let's see what we get. Okay, so we have Virgo energy, so that's your 10th house of career and social status. We have 5, which is 5th house, which for you guys is Aries, and toward the end of March, we're actually going to move into Aries season. And we have Mercury, so communication. At the time of recording this, Mercury is just about to wrap up the retrograde cycle is going through, but it's still going to be in its shadow for a bit. Then it's actually going to move out of your house of communication, which is Aquarius, and into Pisces a little bit later on in March. Think around the middle of March. All right, so with that out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. And main situation position, we have the King of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here, which for you guys is your 12th house. So this can just be pointing to a few different things. For one, it could just be saying that you're, really stuck in your head trying to think of ideas to move something forward. Now, it can be related to finances, given what I see in the challenger obstacle position, but it could be any area of life. Could even just be holding your feelings to yourselves, because Scorpio energy in general, they tend to feel deeply, but they're not, going to just be openly expressive right off the bat. It might take them a while to express what they're feeling. So that could be what some of you experiencing, maybe even thinking of some ways to invest certain things. You might feel like you're alone in a situation as well, as far as, maybe a viewpoint you have might not be a popular viewpoint. So you might feel like you're standing alone with your viewpoints in a situation. And in the challenger obstacle position, we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy, and the King of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy. So Virgo energy, like we saw come up with the dice, like I mentioned, that's your 10th house of career and social status. And then Taurus energy is actually your 6th house of work, day-to-day routines, habits, even health. So interested to see both of these come up in a challenge, but could just be saying that maybe you guys are really just thinking of ways to advance your career, or at the very least your finances, if not directly related to career, because like I said, for some of you it could be around investments. But it could just be saying the reason that this is in the challenger obstacle position could just be saying that you've already achieved a fair level of success, but I feel like it could just be saying that you're trying to figure out a way to jump from the 9 of Pentacles right to the King of Pentacles, which is a bit harder to do. So it could just be saying, you might just be getting a bit ahead of yourselves, and it could just be saying you might have to just have a little more patience and know that, hey, you've come pretty far already. You're at the 9 of Pentacles. You don't have too much further to go to get to the King of Pentacles, but just to expect like that instant jump might be a bit of a blockage for you guys. See if anything else comes to mind with this. And it could just be saying that around, like I was saying, for somebody, I got the feeling that you might not be expressing feelings for a situation. It could just be because you're so wrapped up in figuring out how to advance your financial position. In the foundation position, we have the Lovers. So this is major arcana energy for Gemini, which is your opposite sign. And right now we have the North Node there, but early in March, Mars is going to be moving into Gemini as well. So once that happens, you might feel like you have more of a focus on your relationships. So that could be what it is for some of you too, where you might feel a little bit torn. You might have feelings for someone that might be developing, but at the same time, you're like, all right, I really need to figure out this financial situation. So you could just be feeling a bit of a clash between those two. But beyond that, this could just be saying that you might have a general partnership that might come across for you guys that might be beneficial to you too, because 7th house, yes, we often tend to think of romantic relationships when we think of 7th house, but there's usually all kinds of partnerships. So for some of you, it could just be a collaborative effort that you might take on with someone too. All right. In the past position, we have the Five of Cups. So more Scorpio energy here. And this could just be saying that you might have already gone through a loss. So maybe that's part of why you're really overthinking things too, right? To prevent it from happening again. So, I mean, obviously that'd be natural, right? You don't want to make the same mistake twice. So that could be part of what's going on for you guys. But yeah, like I said, for you guys, Scorpio is your 12th, which represents, your inner thoughts. But Scorpio is the natural ruler of the eighth house as well. So that's what I'm feeling for some of you. This could be around investments that you might have made that didn't go as well as you were hoping for. I mean, finances in general have been volatile for most of the world over the past year or two, but that's what I'm seeing there. All right. In the present position, we have the Ten of Wands. So this is actually Sagittarius energy here. And on the positive side, this is saying that whatever it is you have been working toward, it looks like you really are close to a completion there. So that's the positive. But the negative could be more saying that you could just be pushing yourselves a bit too hard, and what stands out to me with the Ten of Wands is the way he's walking, it's not even clear if he could see where he's going, right? Like he just has all those wands in front of him, his head is down. It's like, so, you know, you might just be so wrapped up in the day to day that you're not even seeing the big picture. And of course, you guys being Sagittarius, that's your area of expertise, right? Is to see the big picture. So could have just gotten really wrapped up and bogged down in some situations. We had Saturn in your second house of finances for a long time, so I'm sure that certainly added to that energy. And even though it's technically an Aquarius, for some of you, might still be toward the very end of your second house, depending on what degree your Sag placement is, if you're especially a Sag rising. But that's what I see there. All right. In the near future position, we see the Three of Wands. So this is actually Aries energy. So for some of you, this could be pointing to a timeline, which is to say, toward the very end of March and early April, when we'd be in those degrees of Aries. And if that's the case, it looks like whatever it is you have been working on, again, I feel like this is more of a matter of, it looks like you lighten your load, right? Now we see just the Three Wands there, and we see those ships off in the distance that are coming in. So to me, we often refer to this energy as waiting for your ships to come in energy. So this could just be saying that whatever you have been working on for a long time, you might actually have been wrapping that up. You put it out there in the world, and now you're waiting to reap the rewards for that, So, there's a bunch of different ways that could go. Maybe you launched a website, right, where you're selling products or something like that. Now you're waiting for the customers to come, things along those lines. That's just a generic way it could play out. And also, with this being Aries energy, that is your fifth house, and we did see the five show up there too. So this can be you guys just, having your minds on romance and creativity. So I could see how the two would line up as well. Like I said, if there was some huge work thing you've been working on for a long time and maybe you finally completed that, now maybe that's opening the door a bit for you guys to actually put a bit more energy into your romantic lives. Position of your influence toward the situation, we have the Two of Cups. So this is Cancer energy here. For you guys, Cancer is your eighth house, which represents, intimacy. So it could just be you guys actually opening up to someone. And again, like I said, for some of you, this could just represent a collaborative effort around some type of creative project too. So it doesn't have to necessarily be romance. It could just be you having a meeting of the minds with someone where you guys might have a creative idea that you're working on together. But yeah, it could go either way. It might even be both for some of you. But that's what I see there. It looks like that fresh start energy definitely looks like similar to the vibe that we get from the Lover's card and the foundation position. So this could definitely just be showing the energy you guys might be feeling when Mars moves into your opposite sign. All right, in the environment position, we have the Strength card. So this is actually Leo energy. And while Leo itself, that sign is going to be a bit quiet, given that Leo is the natural ruler of the fifth house, and we are, like I was saying, toward the end of March, we'll have the Sun move into Aries. Also, Venus will be moving in there too. So this could just be giving you that energy again, like I said, focusing on creative projects, maybe even romance. For some of you, though, this could just be saying that you might be holding back a little bit as well, because especially for those of you, if you haven't wrapped up on finances, right, this could just be saying that you might have that strong urge to put yourself out there, but you might be like, all right, maybe the timing isn't just right yet. And of course, this could be someone in your environment that you're dealing with as well. So, and that would make sense too, given if that Scorpio energy represents another person. So, it could be them being a bit closed off and, not fully expressing their desire toward you in the situation. But either way, pretty positive energy you have. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Six of Swords, which is Aquarius energy, Four of Wands, which is Aries energy, and the World, which usually I view this as North Node, but it can also just point to like Saturn, Capricorn type energy, cycles of completion. So looking at these cards come up together, usually this represents moving to calmer waters. So for some of you, if this is someone that you already have a history with, then maybe you had a parting of ways. It could just be saying that you're open to rebuild that connection. And with the completion there, the successful completion there, for others of you, this could just be saying, again, wanting to move to calmer waters, maybe communicate to someone now how you are feeling. That could be another way it's playing out too, to actually have that growth and expansion, and that could represent completion there. I will say, though, I do point out to people that either way, this is coming up in the hopes or fears position. It's not necessarily an indicator that that's how things will play out, but it's more of something that's on your mind at the very least. And in the outcome position, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here, which, like we said, we did see that as one of the dice that came up for you guys. And again, this represents your 10th house of career and social status. So let's say if this is around finances for you guys, I will say seeing this could just be pointing to some growth. So like I was saying, for those of you who might feel like the growth isn't occurring quickly enough for you, that's still a pretty big jump to go from the Nine of Pentacles to the Knight of Pentacles, so you're not going to be at that King of Pentacles level yet, but it will show that you've made some noticeable improvement in that area. So that's one way it could be playing out for you guys. For others of you, this could just represent offers around career as well. So that's another way it could play out. And just overall stability. And this could just be something that you might feel was a long time coming too, because with the Knight of Pentacles energy, it is the slowest moving of the Knights. So it's usually that steady, consistent movement, but it's just slower than you would like. So that's what I see there. And even though this isn't the outcome position, you might at the very least see signs of this as early as that Virgo full moon that we're going to have. It hasn't happened yet, but it's a little over a week from now at the time I'm recording this, so to be pointing to that too. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. So this is Sagittarius energy here, and could just be, again, pointing to the fact that you might have a lot going on, even if it's just in your mind, like I said with the King of Cups, where you're just thinking of multiple ideas and how best to bring them out into the world. But looks like a lot of movement going on for you guys this month. All right, and moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we have Exchanging Gifts. And there's the artwork, and the number for this one is 27. So we'll see what that has to say. Okay, it says the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing cost, and determining value. The Oracle's message: you're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do, do, do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. So definitely a pretty positive message there, and talking about, don't just do. This could even represent you guys being in that mode right now with the 10 of Wands, but then maybe shifting a little bit as far as your perspective goes to have a little bit more faith, right? Like, all right, maybe I won't take on as much, and I'll just let the rewards come to me. So hope that resonates with you. The relationship message says love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you, too. Love is truly yours today. So, like I said, especially given that you guys have the Two of Cups in your position, I feel like it's saying that you will actually get to that point where you do open up. Like I said, it feels like you're just wrapping up some work stuff probably first that you want to get squared away, and then, like I said, it looks like it might more naturally allow for a flow, and like I said, that would align with the fact that we're going to have the Sun and Venus move into your fifth house toward the end of the month as well. So hopefully that resonated. The prosperity message says all your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely pays off in ways you may not have been anticipating. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals, aligning synchronistic meetings and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is an exchange. Keep doing what you're doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. So that was a pretty good message there too, as far as it mentioned aligning synchronistic meetings, where I mentioned to you guys that yes, this could definitely be pointing to a romantic connection, but this could also just point to partnerships of all kinds. So maybe you might come across someone who has a similar vision to you as far as work, right? And a creative project that you want to get off the ground. And then maybe you guys partner up in that regard, right? You might have like a meeting of the minds in that regard and can move forward in that way. So hopefully that resonated with you guys there. And finally, we have a Mudra for you guys this month, and you guys got the Bhairava Mudra. Keyword for it is fierceness. Okay, and there's the info on it there if you want to pause it or take a screenshot. But under benefits, it says calms the mind, serves as an aid to meditation, cuts ego clinging, and imparts the courage needed to fully embrace life as it is. So if that sounds like something I think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the Mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.